Hello, dear Director of Human Resources, or Sammy, or anyone might be, who is watching this video. Welcome to my introduction of my portfolio of my Unity project called Deadly Moments. And in this video, I will try to explain several parts that didn't written in my introduction portfolios. And well, that portfolio is basically just an introduction of the game. It explains how the mechanic of the game is and how it works, what's our future plan. But it didn't explain that what am I doing in this project. So this video is basically for it. So in this video, I will try to explain what is my role in my team, and I will try to explain how is my working process. And finally, I will try to talk about some of my casual times out of the working, so that, well, so basically, what's my roles in my team? So I mostly responsible for 3 to 4 roles in my team. First of all, I'm the game designer. I write the game design documents to my programmers, to my artists, and they will cooperate with me. They will create the resources. They will write the programs, and we build the game together, basically. The second thing is I'm also the level designer. As a level designer, I design the player skill kits. I design the enemies, enemy skill kits, and enemies AI. And I also design the maps, stats, everything that in the games recently is my work. And the third thing is I'm the team manager. I'm responsible for the schedule management. I responsible sending jobs, sending tasks to my teammates. I'm responsible to run the meeting within my team. I'm responsible for like having conversation between them, basically, and also how to transfer words between one to another. And the final work is narrative designer or story writer, but because our game was in the pretty early status, so we didn't start it yet. But well, basically that's all my jobs. Right now I will use the Unity to try to explain how the game actually is. I will try to explain everything. So first of all, there will be some parts of the game design. So let's see how the game looks like. The Unity runs will need some time. Okay, so we join the games right now. So basically, this game is a turn-based tactic game. You control a specific hero unit, and you will face multiple minions, and you have to deal with these minions with a complex skill kit and your hero character. And right now we have 3 skills, but in the future there will be at least 6 with a certain character. So let's explain how the game works. So basically, you can see there is a time bar which representing like how much time you have in a specific round. This is which means your time is limited. It creates some kind of like excitement, or like it gives you a pressure, give players some pressure to make a choice. And each round you can make an action, and every unit on the map will make an action. And as a player, you always move first, but you only have one action, and you have to face multiple enemies. So you have to make your decision pretty carefully, and this decision might help you keeping defense or offense, and you have to be careful to avoid the enemy's attack. So, for example, at the start of the round, you can see there's a mark under the player's under the enemy's knees, and it said this is a sword which representing that he will attack. So after I dodge, he will attack me, and I will avoid the attack, and I can utilize my skills to do some extra to do some fight back. About, well, the time was quite limited, so it is really hard for me to explain everything, but it's still possible for me to avoid. Besides, another unique thing of this game is the stats is really unique. In this game, you only have armor, which is well, you can regard it as normal HP, but it is something that you can it is also your resources. Every time you use a moves, you might cost your armor or health. For example, if I press my attack, it would do some damage and it will reduce my armors, and the enemies would do 2 damage to me. So I just reduce some of my health, and after all of my health to 0, after I get 1 hit, I will the game is over. So basically that's how the games works. And for the players, we design a really complex skill kits for them. So in these games right now, our characters right now have 3 skills. The first is long range attack, which is like a slash from the blade, and it costs you 1 stamina or 1 health, no matter how you call it. Like, you can do some damage to it, and you can just, yes, and you would do damage to the enemies, and you can kill them with your attack. And the second skill is a shot. Well, basically it's a long range attack, and it would do damage from the distance, and it won't cost your health. That's its benefits. And the third skill is a guard. With this, you can ignore an attack, and then you can have a powerful move to reposition yourself so that you can get a better position for your next attack. So that's basically the player skill. There are also a lot of details in the documents, but I won't explain right now. So finally, I will explain some kind of AI that we are using right now. So we use behavior tree in our games. So I would design the behavior tree for all of our enemies. For example, with things like that. So let me try to open it in Unity. So basically, we use a behavior tree to run our AI, and I create the behavior tree to ensure that the AI will run the games in a pretty logical and interesting way. So basically, this the brawler AI, which is the AI of that one with the stuff and with the stick. So the AI works like this. First of all, he would check the attack range to see if the player is in the range, and then he would try to check whether he has enough stamina or health to use his attack. If he doesn't have it, then he will try to sleep, which is his first action, which will help him recover his health to do the attack. And if he has the attack, then he has the HP to do the attack, then he would do the attack. If the player is not in the attack range, then he would try to move. So in this logic, the players could just try to keep a long distance between him and the player's character, and try to do some long range attack to kill the enemy slowly. But I will also design some kind of defensive function for the enemies. Well, that's another part. So basically, that's one of my work, game design. My second thing is I'm the team manager, so I'm responsible for the schedule. So basically, I would try to I use some simple Excel document to just like memorize what kind of things that we have and what we should do next. who responsible for the job and what's the content is, whether it is completed or not. Okay, well, I need to log in this to check the files. Sorry. Okay, that should do. So basically, you will see what kind of things we are working on right now, who responsible for this. Because all of my teammates is in China, so I basically I need to contact with them daily, and that's the time, and that's whether it's completed or not, and what we need, what's the contents, and what might have. So that's my time schedule management. I'm also learning Jira right now so that I could try to create more complex schedule. And my second things as a team manager is I responsible for uh, decide all the details work. For example, art style. Sometimes the programmers will meet the logic issues that's hard to make a decision, which is hard to decide, and I will decide this for them because even I create all the files, all the documents, it doesn't mean that I could expect all the problems that could be exist in the development. So I would try to run a meeting with them, not really daily but weekly, to try to discuss what is our future plan, what we will do, who will responsible for certain jobs. And besides, I'll also provide suggestion to my programmers. I learned some programming before, so I could read C# pretty easily, and I will know, like, I will try to listen to my programmers to listen like what kind of difficulty he is meeting, and what kind of helps that we need, and we will see like what's the next job is and who is better for this job. So I'll send the task to my certain programmers. So I have like 2 to 3 programmers, and one of them is really good at Unity, who is really good at animations design. So he is responsible for the animation part specifically. And the final thing is I also responsible for discussion with my artists. And for example, we will design our characters' clothes. We will try to discuss like what the story is, why these characters will need this kind of clothes, what kind of emotion the story is trying to representing. So basically, everything like that, and we will try to discuss how the UI looks like. And so this is the works that they created, and I really appreciate their works. They really do a good job, and we will apply this in the future, probably this week. So that's basically all of my work. So how my working process is. So basically, every time the project is at a certain milestone, uh, we would try to analyze what's the next step, what's the next phase of the project, how many works in it, what kind of works in it, and I will gather all the specific or the key people, the key teammates in my teams. We gather them together. We try to run a meeting. We discuss everything. We create a plan. We write all the details. We try to ensure that everyone knows what they will do in the next phase. And after this, I'll also work with them. I will every day I woke up, I would try to contact with my teammate to ensure like, do you have time, or could they do something today? And if they could, I would send tasks to them, and I would work with them, and sometimes I would just we will work with the telephone. If they have any question, I would give them feedback in time and find specific help if we need. So, and sometimes if there is programmers and artists work together, I am also responsible for transferring the art resources. For example, the pixel art resources, I would try to transfer it to better format for Unity, and I will send them to the programmers so that the programmers uh, won't spend extra time to just make adjustment to the resources. They could just start their work immediately. Finally, if there are people that who can start their task, I will ask what is their leisure time, when they could start the works, and I will arrange their work to specific time and try to looking for some specific things like what we can do when those people could not start their work, and what kind of works would not interrupt their works or would not be interrupted. So basically, that's my job. um, in my leisure time, if I don't work with them, I was thinking about three things: the story and the world, the background design. Although we don't really need it, but if there is any specific ideas that I might need to uh, record it or write it down, sometimes I will think of my design more and more again, so that I will try to ensure that my mechanic is fun enough, and see if it is better. Sometimes I would just make a playtest, and besides, I will just think what we are doing right now, what's the next step, what we are lacking, what we should do. And if I don't work, then sometimes I will try to create my own board game. I'm also a board game designer. I create my own board games. I'm interested in card game, and see, or playing games. So basically, that's what I'm doing every day. Well, I'm just starting my Steam right now, so basically I will use a card editor to check to just make a card game. Where it is? Yeah, this one. So basically, this is a card editor software, and it could help me to create some interesting card game. I already create like 2 to 3 board games, and some is I'm working on Monster Hunter fan made games right now. So basically, that's one games specifically. So basically, that's the introduction of myself. Thanks for watching. If you are interested, please reach me out. I will answer it as soon as possible. Thank you very much, and bye bye.